My name is Airea D. Matthews, and I'm the author of Bread and Circus, a hybrid memoir that confronts the realities of poverty, class, race, while exploring the area where theory and reality meet. Goodnight, Gibbous Moon, a wake-up story. In the great bleak room there was a telephone, and a big buffoon, and a picture of a sheep shooting up the moon. And there were 3 heels of bread asleep on the bed, and a half-plunged needle, and a flower-coated weevil, and passed through tolls and attic holes, and a storm, and a funnel, and a wind-blown tunnel, and a bat, and a shove, and the question of love, and a comb of kinked hair, and a frayed wicker chair, and the slowed, steadied crush of all the elders insisting I hush. Good night, fog room. Good night, gibbous moon. Good night, heels of bread. Good night, family bed. Good night, needle. Good night, weevil. Good night, late toll. Good night, roof hole. Good night, storm funnel. Good night, wind tunnel. Good night, fierce shove. Good night, unlove. Good night, kinked hair. Good night, wicker chair. Good night, steadied crush. And good night to the elders all whispering, hush. Good night, bat savior. Good night, truth or dare. Good night, chaos everywhere. Etymology. Because my mother named me after a child born still to a godmother I'd never met, I took another way to be known. Something easier to remember, inevitable to forget. Something that rolls over the surface of thrush, because I grew tired of saying, no, it's pronounced. Now I tire of not conjuring that ghost I honor. Say it with me. Era. Rhymes with Sarah. Sarah from the Latin meaning a woman of high rank, which also means whenever I ask anyone to hold me on their lips, I sound like what I almost am. Hear me out. I'm not a D or a river charging through working class towns where union folk cog wedge for plots and barely any house at all, where bosses mangle ethnic phonemes and nobody corrects one word because the check's in the mail. So let's end this classist pretense where names don't matter and language is too heavy a lift. My E is silent, like most people should be. My consonant is sonorant, is a black woman, or one might say the spine. I translate to wind in a country known for its iron, implied lioness of God in Jesus' tongue, mean apex predator, free of known enemy, fierce enough to harm or fast enough to run. All I'm saying is what I've already said. The tongue has no wings to flee what syllables it fears. The mouth is no womb, has no right to consume what it did not make.